fellow hobbyists, collectors, and Predator alike. I want to welcome you back to my channel, Predator Collectibles. I'm your host, Glennon Taylor. I'm here with writer Stephen Grant. It's a pleasure, Mr. Grant. Now, I just want to say thank you again for taking your time out to interviewing.
Oh, no problem.
So, what exactly is writing to you when it comes to writing a certain story for any comic book that you've done?
I'm not sure I understand the question. What?
Well, in regards to the writing style that you would do, like for example, what would be the most notable book that you've done when someone says Stephen Grant?
Oh, well, probably the most recognizable one would be the Punisher miniseries that Marvel published in the 80s that I did with Mike Zeck and John Beatty. And that was mainly notable because it turned the Punisher from a character that Marvel just thought was absolutely nothing into one that they published endlessly. So we were the guys basically who made a success out of the Punisher from Marvel and showed them how to do it.
Awesome.
So,
I actually am a fan of the Punisher, so that's actually really cool. Now, how long have you been doing comic books in general? For
since the late 70s.
Late 70s?
So, yeah.
Has it been kind of up and down a little bit? You've seen the transition?
Oh, it's always up and down. You know, I mean, it's you know, when you're a freelancer at anything, it's always up and down.
That's very true. In regards to, you've also written X number 18, which also happened to be Predator versus X.
Right.
And I hope to meet Frank Miller, who is the cover artist for that. How was it doing that particular book?
Well, you know, it was interesting because I hadn't written, you know, they came up with the Predator. I was writing X, and they came up with this Predator event and said, "Oh, you've got to write an X story with the Predator." So it was interesting because I hadn't really done anything with the Predator and hadn't paid that much attention to the character at that point. So I had to do a lot of research to start it. But other than that, it was, you know, basically writing a story, coming up with a good adventure story where someone can stand up to a Predator is an interesting process. You have to put a lot of thought into it.
That's very true. Now, which reference material did you go back to write that particular story?
Well, I mean, I went through all the material, and then Dark Horse had their own Bible, Predator Bible that they'd written that didn't really have anything to do with the movies, and I paid some attention to that. I didn't pay a lot of attention to that. But.
Okay. Now, what are you doing currently as of right now after X number 18?
At the moment, I'm working on a number of projects. I had a book coming out called His Name is Savage, which is a revival of an old comic from the late 60s. That should be coming out in January. I've got a number of projects that I can't actually talk about because they are waiting to be, they're waiting to be announced. So I'm not allowed to talk about them beforehand. I created a character in the early 80s called Whisper, which ran until the 90s, and we're bringing her back next year in an original series and reprinting all the old issues of it.
Are you excited for the Whisper?
Oh yeah. It's been a long time since I've done that book.
That's cool. Now, of course, I also have one of your graded versions that you signed for me back at Phoenix Comic Con, which came back as a 9.6. So I actually was really excited. I actually was hoping to get it.
Of what?
Graded. CGC.
Oh, yeah. Of what? I mean.
X number 18.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was actually really excited. I was wanting to get it graded again, but unfortunately no one here had X.
Right.
I was like, really? Right. So apparently it's just Marvel and DC, hardly not much.
Well, X isn't all that well remembered at the moment. We've reissued it a couple of times I mean, they've done, Dark Horse has reissued collections of it, but X isn't all that well remembered at the moment. But.
No, unfortunately it's not. I really do like the X character. I was going to get the second one after he fought the Predator, because I believe he goes to Washington after that to talk about...
I think that was actually beforehand. But
before?
Yeah.
Okay. I have to go back and look at it then. But I do really love the Predator franchise. I love the fact that you wrote it. So I have to go back and read The Punisher and see about more of your books. But I definitely appreciate everything you've done for the franchise as well as comics. So I just want to thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So if you guys want to find out more Mr. Grant, I'll definitely leave links for him down below. I want also make sure you click that subscribe button as well as the bell notification for more videos here at GalaxyCon. And until then, happy hunting.
Good. Thank you.